Good morning. Today we're going to do a savoury spread for vegans or for healthy people who don't want to have any of those other things. So it's a bit tricky when you're making spreads and pate because we don't want any of those trans fats or any of the meats products, dairy, anything like that. So we're looking at a healthy pate today. What I'm going to do is use the agar, which is going to set it. Now, depending on how much agar you use is how thick it will be. This same recipe that I'm starting with, the quick recipe, is for a spread, so you can spread it. But afterwards, I'm going to do the cheese, which is thick and you can cut it. First thing, this is cashew meal. So you can take the cashew meal, which I've just ground up. If you're doing a pate, it doesn't have to be as white as when you're doing the cheeses. So take some cashew meal. This is the raw cashew. And cashew is generally a bit more expensive than the sunflower seeds. And then you've got your different nutritional values of the different grains. So I just take the old coffee grinder, which has found a good use with all my grains, and I put some sunflowers, anything you prefer, until enough of the ingredients as you like in your, as you go and you're making this and you get more experience, you might think, I like more sunflowers than cashews. Or you might think, I want more sesame. Here's sesame. Put some more sesame in, because with each one of these, like the sesame is really good for iron and for omega-3s and for calcium. The same with the sunflower, it's got your calciums and it's got those extra nutrients that some of the others, they all have different things. So I like to mix a few of them together. I've got about a cup there. And all you do, that's the medium. It's got its own flavours. Here I've got some herbs that I preferred or what I could find in the cupboard. Oregano, marjoram and oregano, I think. So I've just put some of them in. Here is some linseed, which we all know the benefits of the linseed or the flaxseed. This is the nutrition yeast, it can go in too. And then I have some of my favourite ingredients here, the masal, the chicken-like flavouring. So I put some of that in too. So this is simply all that goes into a bowl like this. Mix that around, make sure you've got no lumps. Mix it well. And then as soon as that's done, you just take a cup of boiling water. A cup of boiling water, I've just got out the jug. And then to that, we're going to add, this is the powdered agar. Agar comes from seaweed, good for your fingernails and all those things. You can see we're going to add that into basically 1 spoonful. Mix that in that boiling water until it dissolves. With the next recipe I show you with the cheese, we sort of have to mix it till it's like a gravy. But when we're in a hurry and we want to use it on our toast for breakfast, or we want to put it on a wrap for the kids' lunch, or just on Vicky's when somebody comes to eat crackers or something. And that's all there is to it. So you can see we just mix this now to the mixture we've got. Give it a good mix around. If you want to put things like olives, I love black olives, so if you want to put black olives in it, or if you want to put some parsley or your favourite herbs, you can put them in there. You can put onion powders, garlic powders, anything at all. So that's going to set, so we'll leave that to set. And now we're going to make, and we'll come back and show you when it's cooled, how you can put that on your crackers or your toast, or use it in anywhere that you need to get some savoury flavour into your vegan. Okay, so now I'm going to make the cheese. It's very much the same as the savoury spread I was showing you, but generally cheese, you want it to be a bit whiter. Where I put the linseed in the savoury spread, and you can put your walnuts and everything, you want to try and keep this whiter to look like a cheese. This recipe, I want you to remember by 3, 2, 1. 3 cups of boiling water, 2 spoonfuls of agar, and 1 cup, that's what I'm putting in now, of everything you want to be the medium or the ingredients. So again, I've got the cashew that's been ground. And then I'm going to add for the nutrition, I'll put that in. And then I'm going to add some sesame seeds because they're very good for your omega-3s and iron into the grinder. And it grinds it up to a nice fine powder. Tip that in. You will experiment with this recipe, but always remember, and I can't reiterate enough, is the 3, 2, 1. Because it's good to watch a TV program or a demonstration of cooking, but you forget it afterwards. And this recipe I never forget because it's just the 3, 2, 1. And I must admit that my 1, meaning the ingredients, the dry ingredients, sometimes tend to be a very generous one. So we'll put some sunflower seeds in too. Sunflowers are cheaper as well as having a different... Oops, that's not as fine as it should have been. But you've got all your ingredients in there. And then you want to add your flavours. So again, this is my chicken-like flavouring. And this is the nutrition yeast. Put those in. And then just for a little bit of a yellow colour, depending how yellow you want it, there's a bit of turmeric. I try not to put too much turmeric because it has a very strong flavour, but I do put a little bit. I put a little bit in nearly everything just because it's got good benefits. And then I don't put the herbs so much in this, but you can put your onion and your garlic powders in as well. So here you have, it's much more than 1 cup, right? But I keep on telling myself 3, 2, 1 so I don't forget the recipe. So we've got it mixed up now. Now we need to add 3 cups of hot water. This is our 3, which is just boiled this water. So we want 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 cups of boiling hot water, and you might see I actually had greased this dish because this is what I'm going to put the cheese in when I'm finished. Oops, wrong one. And now we want our agar, which is our powdered agar. Basically that's 2 spoonfuls, right? So you've got a 1, 2 big heap spoonfuls, so it's a bit more. And then mix it around really good. Now if I had a whisk, I'm on holidays here in Canada, so I'm just doing it in my daughter's house and I'm not sure where she keeps everything. So there's 2 big spoonfuls of agar to 3 cups of boiling water, and dissolve that like that. So it's easier to use the powder. You can use this agar too, but if you're using that agar in the strips that you get, it takes longer. You have to do it on the stove. You have to mix it around on the stove. Now this simply goes into this here mixture. I'll take the spoon out first, I think, so I'll avert any disasters. And then tip it into there. I probably could have ground that meal a bit finer. Some of the cashews didn't grind. I just did it in her juice whizzer. So, and then that's all there is to it. You put that back into our cheese bowl because we want it to have the cheese shape, right? So we've got this little bowl here we put the water into. We're going to tip that back in to there, and then we're going to let it set until it's ready to slice. So that's your cheese, and the difference between and if you want to put chives or things like that in, you can put them in. But if you test it now, and this is the time to add anything you want to. and they will sit and cool, and you'll see we'll be able to slice. So we've left the spread. This is the spread that we did with very quickly. You'll probably have to let a little bit of air in. There's that spread. You'll see when you cut it, it just cuts very, you don't even really need to. See the consistency? You can take that and just spread that on a piece of toast or you back the crackers. And then just, if you want to do less agar, you can. But on your toast or your crackers with some tomatoes. And then this is the cheese, which has got a yellow, right shape of the cheese. You might have to let the air in again on the sides of these. It's really good if you put these containers in a glass bowl. Do you see how that just moved around then? And then that should go onto the plate. And just flops out like that. So you can see I probably should have, and this one will slice. It's not quite dry right through yet, but that will slice. Because it's denser, it'll take longer to cool. And the smoother you get your cashews and ingredients, the better it is to put it onto what you need it for. And you can play around. Like I should have even put some of the almonds. You see the flaked almonds or blanched almonds? You can use those in your one part of the, remember? 3, 2, 1. You can do a smaller 3, so the cup can be less. And you can do a bigger 2 if you want. That's the 2 of the spoonfuls of the agar. And the 1 is my huge cup of the ingredients, that dry ingredients that I make up. So you can put some almonds, which I forgot to do. And that adds a bit more nutrition, and you can modify the flavours with the cashews and the sesame seeds and the sunflower seeds and the almonds to get what you like. And then later you can get other things and add to them as you prefer. So that's it for cooking class.